Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel. This morning, we give you a piece of breaking news from New Idea magazine. Meghan prepared for a new escape, poor Harry and Archie. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision to step down as senior royals and start a new life abroad was spurred on by their dream of living a happier and more peaceful existence. But the snap decision to relocate their young family to Los Angeles has turned out to be anything but idyllic. Taking place against the backdrop of the COVID-19 global pandemic, Harry, Meghan, and Archie quickly found themselves adjusting to their new U.S. life while living in isolation. Now, violent mass protests have broken out across the United States, sparked by the death in police custody of unarmed black man George Floyd. A source tells New Idea that Harry is deeply troubled by what he's witnessing in the U.S. and that it's becoming clear that their dream life isn't panning out as hoped. The source reveals, it's rapidly becoming a nightmare that no dad would ever want his baby son involved in. The insider claims there have even been terrifying fireworks, fighting, and explosions close to the royals' Bolthole mansion. The United States is a terribly violent place to be right now, adds the source. For someone who has seen frontline combat, I imagine that would have been very triggering for Harry. The source is also of the belief that Harry realizes the volatile situation might actually get worse, and he wants out. He doesn't want Archie's first memories being of explosions and fear, which they will be at this rate, growing up in Los Angeles. Moving out of America is reportedly Harry's top priority. And while the obvious choice is to rejoin the royal family in the UK, the source says Harry's own ego might stop him from doing that. He knows it will look ridiculous to go back to England with his tail between his legs, not to mention that he doubts Meghan would even go. So where to next for the Sussexes? The royal insider believes Prince Harry has his heart set on Australia. To him, the move makes sense, reveals the insider. He was already so impressed at how Australia handled the COVID-19 crisis, and it feels like a safe, beautiful sanctuary at the other end of the world right now, and he desperately wants to whisk his wife and child to safety. Harry has reportedly always loved Australia ever since spending part of his gap year down under in 2003 and believes it would be the perfect spot for his family to escape both coronavirus and the political unrest in the US. Logistically, there are a few kinks in the plan that would need to be ironed out. For instance, Australia currently has its border locked down to international arrivals. However, the source says the prince should be able to pull some strings. All it would take would be a phone call from Harry to the Aussie government and they'd let him in. He's a dignitary in their eyes, and having the Sussexes live there would be hugely positive for the country. The source believes, however, that the trickier task would be to convince actress Meghan, who may be concerned about being too far away from Hollywood. Harry argues her career can wait and they must put safety first, the source says. Now all he has to do is convince Meghan to move there. Meanwhile, they are also hyped by fans for their deliberate PR actions. That is, their close royal experts, Omid Scobie, revealed Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been quietly having meetings with key people and organizations linked to the Black Lives Matter movement to educate themselves. Daily Mail reported, according to a source, she and Harry have been having private conversations with people on all levels to ensure they are connected to the issues of police brutality and the Black Lives Matter movement. They told Harper's Bazaar's royal editor Omid Scobie, Harry and Meghan have been having private conversations with community leaders and people at every level, to ensure that they understand current events. But, comment on this news, a fan wrote, I wish these two would disappear. When they said they wanted no publicity, why do they keep pushing forward like this? Is it because she could never compete, never wanted to take her lowly position in the royal family, she wanted to try and make herself a bigger star? Please stop reporting on them. I for one would be happy never to hear from them again. Plus, why are community leaders wasting time and resources with Meghan? I really do understand this. Shouldn't they be working with people who can actually make a difference and not just use this as another PR stunt? Another fan added, if they were quiet meetings, why have they allowed it to be released into the public domain? Is nothing sacred? Does it all have to be PR points related? That graduation video is a hoot. How many filters can you use to hide your wrinkles? And the acting? Oh my god. I can just see the script now. Cross your hands over your heart and look to the heavens. Meanwhile, on Twitter, some fans also discuss it. A user call me Harry tweeted, hardly doing it quietly if they are leaking this to the press. Yet again, will this endless PR ever cease? She does have an entire side of family on her mother's side. If Harry could only meet them and talk to them, maybe he would gain some understanding close to home instead of meeting strangers to educate themselves. Charity begins at home. Hope Harry has at least been allowed to meet Doria's side of the family. Seems that Tom and his side have been written off forever. Another user replied to him, does anyone else think Meghan sounded like she was reading a poem? It seems so acted, with all that extra emotion added in, and then clutching her hands while looking up to heaven. She needs to tone it down if she wants to start coming across as genuine. They should be quietly educating themselves about all the mistakes they've made over the last 2 years. Then go and enjoy their public-private shambles joke of life somewhere like Alaska. For me, I think that perhaps they need to take time to think about social inequalities too. It's not okay to take money from people less fortunate than themselves, it's not okay to shout at people, and it's not okay to damage the planet. Practice what you preach. For a couple who spoke recently about finding parts to play in this global shift and changing of habits, it seems theirs remains firmly on ensuring the PR and camera never moves far from their every move. We continue with an opinion of a royal fan about Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton. The interesting part of Catherine is she clearly has a fun personality, is intelligent and talented, but she doesn't sing her own praises, and she works to keep her business life separate from her private life. Which means we might never have any huge insight into Catherine and who she is. Queen Elizabeth has also been said to be like this, not revealing much of her true self in public, but I am so impressed that the Queen was a car mechanic in World War II. Back to Catherine. What makes her charming? She puts others at ease, and is relatable with them. We have heard more from her of late due to Catherine feeling more confident in her role, so I found it sweetly endearing when she said she felt overwhelmed bringing Prince George home from the hospital. Yes. All first-time parents can't believe they hand you a baby and say, good luck. Where are the classes? The certifications? She felt like I did. Relatable. Likeable. Based on pictures, Catherine laughs. A lot. The people around her are laughing too, so she has a decent sense of humor, doesn't she? Plus Prince William, in their engagement interview, said Catherine has a naughty sense of humor. Don't you love it so much when someone in the group does? Just a knowing look from William when someone says something that could be taken that way, and they probably crack up laughing from time to time. Laughing and having a great sense of humor are quite charming. Parties would die from lack of oxygen, except for those who laugh and tell funny stories, and can mimic people. They make the party a lot more fun. So there's the laughter and sense of fun. Delightful? Yes. Someone who asks lots of questions about you makes the other person incredibly charming. I don't want to make it sound like a person who is making you go through the Inquisition. That's creepy. We all know those people who don't give up until they have plumbed the depths of our minds. Not fun. People we like and are getting to know can set us at ease by finding out a bit more about us, and we can do the same with them. That's endearing, not terrifying. Charming people get us to open up and talk about ourselves at a deeper level, and we are made to feel special, unique, understood or heard. Catherine does that, and would much rather talk to someone about them, and listen. She has the gift of listening. These days everyone is talking, incessantly, on social media, on their phones on the drive home, and they aren't active listeners. Usually. Listening is a lost art. And a gift. Many people throw word salads out there and that's it. And we're supposed to feel how? Blessed by their presence? Their words? Catherine is beautiful to watch. Mesmerizing in a way, because she is so charming. We watch her and wonder, how did she become so comfortable moving through the world, on her own, or with children in tow? If she's working with Prince William, they have easy compatibility, and we see that little smile they give each other, and we want in on their secrets. Catherine is lucky. She's beautiful. People want to watch beautiful people in the world. They're fascinating, how they walk, stand, sip a drink, smile and move to the next person. Beauty draws us in. People tend to find beautiful people charming if they have a decent personality. And we know Catherine is fun to hang out with by watching those around her. So yeah. Catherine is intelligent. She has a degree in art history. The master's equivalent in art history, and that's a tough subject. The Duchess of Cambridge is a skilled photographer, and it shows in the pics she takes of her family and recently the survivors of the Holocaust. Few know how talented she is at drawing. To get a person to feel at ease in being photographed, one has to be a little charming, and the subjects in her photos have said Catherine was a delight to work with. And you? Do you agree with this fan? Please let me know in the comment section below and we talk about them. And remember to like and share my video for anyone you think they need it. And subscribe to the New Version channel to get more news from the royal family. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.